Good day everyone, we are the Group 3 and we are here to tackle about the metaphors of globalization, which is the solid, the liquid, and the flows. First is solid. Solidity also refers to barriers that prevent or make difficult the movement of things. Furthermore, solids can either be natural or man-made. Examples of natural solids are landforms and body of water. Man-made barriers include the Great Wall of China. Solid is called the barriers that prevent or makes the movement of things difficult, or in other words, it makes the non-ease flow of trade and information. Second is liquid. Liquidity therefore refers to the increasing ease of movements of people, things, information, and places in the contemporary world. Liquid is the slow melting of those barriers that slowly allows the flow of information and trade. And lastly, the flow. Flow is the melting process of solid phenomena followed by the increase in liquidity. Flows are the movement of people, things, places, and information brought by the growing porosity. The flow is the free movement of trade and information that does not need a shape to manifest. So now let's move to our own example to understand more the meaning of globalization using the three metaphors. Globalization is like knitting. You have a great number of threads and they all have properties and purposes. When you interweave them, they can serve greater purposes, but they now have to work towards the same one. Their properties don't change, but the way we see the thread does. They each seem a little less important than before, and when one breaks, all the others are even lesser for it. But at the same time, whatever you have created is far more useful than what any of the threads could have achieved alone. I will use eyes to define the globalization because before, our economic is weak, wherein the movements of goods and things in our country is slow and difficult in exchanging, like for example, in imports and exports of goods, and in our way of living and in our way of communicating to others. As the years go by, that eye starts to melt because in 18th century we have the technological resources that we can use to communicate to others. In our today's world, we have the resources like internet to make it easier for us to communicate, travel, and move easily. We have the smooth flow of movement for everything. Globalization is like an entity that cannot be shaped nor controlled by the people. It only flows and spreads. It continues to persist unless Mother Nature decides to stop and hinder it. I compared it to an entity because globalization itself has a distinct existence that the whole world partakes in. Without it, we don't have a great future.